Corey Heim just won the Brickyard 400. And he did it in a car he had never even taken a single lap in at Indianapolis Motor Speedway before this weekend. Yeah, you heard that right. First laps ever at Indy, and he leaves with the trophy. Stick around because this one has some numbers attached to it that you are not going to believe. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation news is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. So let's start with the headline. Corey Heim won the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This was his 15th career Cup start. And like we said, he had never completed a lap at IMS before this weekend. First time on the track, and he wins one of NASCAR's crown jewel races. That's a massive deal on its own. But here's the thing. This isn't his first Cup win of the year either. Earlier this season, Heim outdueled his own 23XI racing teammate Tyler Reddick for his first Cup victory at San Diego. So this Indianapolis win makes it 2. Now let's talk about how he actually got it done at Indy. Heim passed 23XI co-owner Denny Hamlin and then had to hold off Christopher Bell all the way to the finish. Let's talk history because this is where it gets wild. Heim is now the first driver since AJ Foyt back in 1965 to pick up his first 2 Cup wins within his opening 15 starts. 1965. That's over 60 years. He's also the youngest driver to win the Brickyard 400 since Jeff Gordon did it back in 1994. And on top of that, Heim is the first part-time driver to record a multi-win Cup season since Davey Allison and Tim Richmond way back in 1987. Heim spoke right after the checkered flag, and you could hear how much this one took out of him. He said, quote, "That was a damn handful." He said once the shade came down in the track and the pace picked up, his car got really loose and he was hanging on for dear life. He also said he never really had clean air all day, so he had to fight to keep cars behind him in dirty air, calling it the hardest he's ever fought in his life. He also gave credit to his team, saying 23XI executed all day with no mistakes and that catching a break early in the pit cycle helped him out. And get this, it was the first race for his Field and Stream sponsorship on the car. First race with that sponsor, first win. Heim said he hopes they can keep it going. Now let's get into how the finish shook out. Christopher Bell finished second, just 0.3 of a second behind Heim. Joey Logano, Chase Briscoe, and Denny Hamlin rounded out the top 5. Rounding out the top 10 were Brad Keselowski, Josh Berry, Ryan Preece, Carson Hocevar, and Tyler Reddick. Let's rewind and walk through how the race actually unfolded, stage by stage. Stage 1. Carson Hocevar led from the pole and built a 2.5-second lead. Austin Dillon pitted early over a tire concern, and his brother Ty Dillon picked up a blend line penalty on pit exit. Hocevar pitted at the end of lap 32, handing the lead to Daniel Suarez, who fended off a challenge from Tyler Reddick before pitting himself with a big lockup. Kyle Larson and Ty Gibbs both pitted earlier and pulled off successful undercuts. Then, 5 laps from the end of the stage, Larson blew a left rear tire and slammed the wall, ending his day. Gibbs won stage 1 over Heim, McDowell, Hocevar, Byron, Hamlin, Suarez, Briscoe, Buescher, and Reddick. Stage 2, Gibbs held the restart lead with McDowell, Heim, and Hocevar right behind. Chase Elliott hit the wall after contact from Ricky Stenhouse Jr., pitted under green with a flat and eventually went behind the wall for repairs. Midway through, Gibbs pitted from the lead, and Hocevar came out a lap down directly behind new leader Heim, sparking a battle to unlap himself that Heim blocked at every turn. A caution for Daniel Dye's crash ended the stage, and Ross Chastain, running low on fuel, took the Stage 2 win. Stage 3. Gibbs led until a debris caution with 45 laps left brought the field to pit road right on the edge of the fuel window. Heim won that pit exchange as others took 2 tires. Bubba Wallace had a chaotic stop, making contact with his own pit crew, though no one was seriously hurt. On the restart, Logano eyed a 3-wide move on Heim but backed out, letting Hamlin snatch the lead. Moments later, Ryan Blaney spun after contact from Nietzsche in a 3-wide attempt, collecting several other cars. On the final restart with 34 to go, Hamlin got little drafting help and Heim reclaimed the lead for good, holding off both Hamlin and a hard-charging Bell to the checkered flag. Oh, and one more thing. David Gilliland claimed the $1 million in-season challenge prize, finishing 24th, just ahead of a damaged Blaney, who crossed the line 26th. So there you have it. Corey Heim, in just his 15th Cup start, wins the Brickyard 400 in a car he'd never lapped at Indy before, and joins names like AJ, Foyt, Jeff Gordon, Davey Allison, and Tim Richmond in the record books. What do you think? Is Corey Heim the real deal for the rest of this season? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and stick with NASCAR Nation News for more.